Hey traders, welcome back to my channel. Today we are looking at the inside bar strategy. So I'm going to keep this pretty simple. I'm going to give you the rundown on how I would utilize this strategy when I use it, which is not often, to be honest with you, because you guys know I like to trade the break and retest. I like to trade zone to zone. So this is not my favorite strategy, but trading is really subjective. So you might absolutely love this strategy. You might back test it and it might work really great for you. And that's awesome. That's why I try to cover a really diverse range of things on my channel and on my Instagram. I think I mentioned this today in my post. You really want to trade this strategy during a nice strong trend. So get comfortable with understanding momentum and finding strong trends. Okay. Obviously, there are certain pairs that tend to trend more strongly than others. The indices do trend really well. We're looking at US 30 right here. GJ trends well, UJ trends well. And I mean, you can look that up or just go to the charts and really look at what pairs give nice, steep, strong trend lines, okay? I do have a video on trends and how to determine healthy trends. I would recommend you watch that as well. You can just search it here on my channel and you'll find that. So we're looking at the daily time frame here, you guys, and I do prefer using the daily time frame when it comes to the inside bar. Because as you know, and I've explained this before, the higher the time frame, the more accurate your candlestick analysis is going to be, right? We're not getting kind of all the day-to-day minor volatility and things like that. So I do like to use it on the higher time frame. Sorry, my phone's going off there. You can probably hear some buzzing in the background. We're going to look at an example. First of all, I'm going to show you what an inside bar looks like. And guys, inside bars are super easy to find. I'm not going to go over like 10,000 examples with you because you can find this on Google, really quick search. And these are just a really easy candle to find, because what we're going to look at, I'm going to show you right now. Basically what we're going to see, and I have one here, but I'd almost like to see a stronger one, but we might just use that one. Okay, so basically this is an inside bar here, this red candle. And why? Because the previous candle is bigger and it's basically swallowing it, okay? It lives inside the previous candle. So the high, see I'm highlighting the high of the previous candle here and the low of the previous candle. The inside bar does not exceed those two levels. So very, very simple to find. If you need more help, just seriously, guys, pop it into Google and you'll find probably 10,000 examples of an inside bar. So very, very easy. I don't want to waste your time going through 5, 6 examples of those, okay? We're actually going to get into how to utilize it. So we want to be trending really strong. I found a nice area in our chart where we're trending. Obviously, I'm going to try to show you an example where it works, but there are plenty of examples where it does not work, okay? I'm not going to ever lie to you and say this is a super highly efficient or super high probability strategy, because no strategy is going to give you a crazy win rate or we'd all be floating in money, right? You have to use so many other variables when it comes to the currency market. You really have to, be aware of news. You have to look at overall market structure. So there are all these things that you need to understand, and none of them are super complex, but you can't just rely on one little strategy to kind of be the be all end all for you. So that's just my point there, right? There are lots of examples where this won't work. So go back and back test on your own and find ways you can implement it into your trading style, okay? So the example I'm going to use is this guy here. So we have a nice, this is the bar I should have shown you actually. So this is our inside bar because it's not exceeding the high of the previous day or the low of the previous day, okay? And what we're going to do, we're going to place a buy stop, okay, above the previous candle high. So this is going to be where our buy stop is triggered. We'll make that blue. This is going to be where our buy stop is triggered. And we're going to place our stop loss right here. So our stop loss is going to be at the low of the inside bar. Let's make our stop loss red. So that's where our stop loss is going to be. So we're going to get triggered into a buy right here. Okay, that's when we get our first touch. And basically what you're going to do, you guys, is ride it out. Now, where you take profit is going to depend on your trading style. You can trail your stop, which means usually what I'll do is every 3 to 5 candles, I'll move my stop loss. Okay. So you can keep moving it up, keep moving it up, keep moving it up, and you'll eventually get stopped out into profit. That's a great way to take profit in a really not a low risk way, but it minimizes your risk. The only thing about that is obviously you are giving up some profit because you're likely going to get stopped out at a nice pullback, and the trend can continue on for some time. So the other option you have is simply taking your profit at the next zone and or support or resistance, whichever you like to use. I like to use zones. So for instance, I would probably take profit up here at this zone. Now, I'm not drawing this in perfectly. I'm just giving you an idea of where I would take profit because this looks like a nice strong level. Okay. So those are the two areas you can take profit. Now, I have videos on taking profit that you can look at as well. I don't like to go into detail about every specific aspect in each video because it just makes it too long and I could talk about it forever. But that's how you implement it. Now, let's look at how it will work on a downtrend. It's just the opposite. And if I haven't looked, like I'm just going to grab a random example. So it might not work, and that's fine because I've explained to you, it's not always going to work. But let's look for a nice healthy downtrend. Now with US 30, we tend to trend up. So finding a nice downtrend here is actually going to be half tricky. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, here we go. So we have a bit of a downtrend here. And it is pretty strong. Like, remember, we're on the daily time frame. So on the 4-hour, this would be a pretty steep downtrend, okay? Now, you can always use stronger trends. We have a steep line here. I'm going to consider this okay enough to take. You're not going to get as much profit here, though, okay? Just bear with me because I'm just grabbing a random example. You guys, I don't even know if this is going to work. So let's find our inside bar that I had just found and have probably now lost. And you guys are probably seeing it being like, girl, you're blind. Where did it go? Because I know I had one. I know I had one here. Technically, this is an inside bar because if we really zoom in, no, it's not because this I think is going. This is really close. This one's really, really close because it almost comes up. So I'm not going to use it just because it's not really a true inside bar. And I swear I thought I had seen one here, but maybe I didn't. Okay. We have one here. Let's see if this, I don't think this is going to work, but we're going to do it anyway. So we have an inside bar right here. We've been trending down for a little while in this case, okay? So this is the inside bar, okay? This is the inside bar right here. So we're going to place our sell stop below the previous candle, like usually a few pips, right? 15 to 20 is kind of the magic number when it comes to the daily, all right? When it comes to the daily. You can do even less than that, but. And then we're going to clone that line. We're going to place our stop loss at the high, because remember, it's the opposite now, at the high of the inside bar, okay? Not a few pips above. It's like actually at the high, all right? And let's see if it'll work out. Okay, so we're going to get triggered right here, I think, right? Yeah, we're going to get triggered here. And we actually do get quite a few pips. So had you taken this, I mean, that's a pretty good, if you rode down to this lower zone, you likely wouldn't have been able to take your profit right here because you're going to take it out of zone, right? Likely even up here. But I mean, that's still a good few pips because we are on the higher time frame. So this isn't as great of a setup. Obviously, you don't want to do it at the end of your trend. I was just giving you an example. It's harder to find a downtrend on US 30. So we kind of had to go on a little bit of a pullback there really on the daily time frame, but I'm just showing you how it would look. So that is that. I'm not going to bore you guys with any more details that you don't need to know. I think it's a pretty easy strategy to implement it. Go back test it, see if it's something you like. You might find this to be, you know, the greatest strategy and you might really love it, especially if you're someone who likes to trade the breakout. Okay. So that's it, you guys. I will see you Wednesday. Give me some ideas for Wednesday's video because I'm not really sure what I'm doing yet. And I'll see you guys in the next video.